North Korea is the world's hardest country to visit, and you can easily get in trouble even by just showing up near its borders. In this video, I'm going to share with you several stories of how I approached North Korea's borders from different angles. This is the story of how I got detained on the border of North Korea. I hope you'll watch till the very end because it was the scariest travel moment of my life. The journey has an unexpected start in my hotel lobby in Russia. 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
He's from North Korea. We just met and a very nice man.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, he's from Pyongyang and we're just having a great conversation about North Korea and it's a pretty special moment.
You are from Argentina?
No, America.
America.
Yeah. Friend.
Oh.
Friend. Chingu.
America, where is it?
Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
Oh, just kissed me. Thank you. That happened to me on my first day on this Russia adventure in Yakutsk, the world's coldest city. A man from North Korea gave me a big hug and a kiss on the cheek, and then it made me realize we are right next door to North Korea. As many of you guys already know, I am fascinated by North Korea. I spent 4 days in Pyongyang in 2017 and I have a strangely addictive connection to it because I lived in South Korea for 2 years and I can speak the language. 한국에서 빨간 머리 봤어요? 신기해요. Somehow, some way, I always find a way to connect with North Koreans when I travel, just like that time in Venezuela. 안녕하세요. ¿Eres de North Korea?
Sí.
¿Sí? Increíble. Yo fui a Corea Norte.
Ah,
Me gusta.
sí. ¿Te gusta?
Me gusta.
Sí.
And they were like, what passport do you have? I said, I'm American. And they go, you went to North Korea with an American passport? I said, yeah, bro, you can see my video. So while I'm out here in Eastern Russia, I decided to do something even crazier. I had the brilliant idea to get as close as I could to the North Korean border. Why? Because I'm so curious what life is like out there. I looked at a map and noticed that there's an 11-mile strip of land between Russia and North Korea with one border town called Kasan. Going there was my goal, and the journey started in the lovely city of Vladivostok. Right now, I'm in the eastern Russian city of Vladivostok, just a 4-hour drive from the North Korean border. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna head down there and check it out and attempt to cross, but for now, it's time to explore this beautiful city, and you're coming with me. Vladivostok. I think that is the coolest name for any city in the world. Believe it or not, it's Russia's largest port and it's super cheap. Even though we are geographically in East Asia, close to Korea and Japan, the people and buildings here feel very European. It's one of the most interesting places I've been in the world. It is absolutely surreal that this huge bay completely freezes over in the winter and you can just walk out here. People are ice fishing out here, families are hanging out. Man, this is so freaking cool. Woo! You always have that like weird feeling of what if the ice breaks, but in reality it's like over a foot thick, so there's no way. You could probably land a plane on this ice and it wouldn't break. One of the coolest things about Vladivostok are the bridges. You have like massive suspension bridges here. They remind me of San Francisco, and actually the whole city reminds me of San Francisco. It's windy, first of all, it's freezing, it's really hilly, so you have roads that go down and up, and especially the bridge. I mean, if that thing was painted red, it would look identical to San Francisco. Doesn't matter how cold it is. I can't really feel my face right now, but man, this place is absolutely stunning. After wandering around for a few more hours, I met up with my local friend Natasha, who runs a popular YouTube channel about life in Eastern Russia. Little did she know the adventure that we were about to embark on. Hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. How was the train?
It was a very long journey.
Yeah, I'm still wearing my Yakutsk jacket and I think this is too big for...
Yeah, it's so warm here in Vladivostok.
Let's go wander around and then get some food.
Yeah, let's go. So many foreigners, that when they watch my video, they're so surprised that, wow, this looks like some European city, but it's literally in Asia. Now we're headed to a place called Chinese Quarter.
Yeah, awesome. Can't wait to check it out. For me, it's so interesting because walking around, being around the people, it feels like Europe, but I'm still seeing touches of Asia. Like, Seoul is so close to here, and somehow I feel a connection from here to Seoul. Have you ever been to the border of North Korea?
No, not yet.
I don't think anybody goes down there.
Yeah, it's not that popular, I think.
Yeah, well, hopefully we're gonna be okay. Like,
yeah, I hope. Because I heard that the road in the end is quite tricky and...
I'm not worried about the road, I'm worried about like getting stopped by the police and then they see my camera in the car and they're like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, this might happen too, but I hope that.
Yeah, we just keep it positive.
Yeah.
We're having a driver who's coming with us who's from like the nearby
From that region, yeah.
the border town, and so hopefully she knows like the roads and she can help keep us safe. But it's gonna be an adventure.
Yeah.
I'm really curious. It's my first time here. Have you ever been down to Kasan by the border of North Korea?
No.
Do you think it's a good idea to go to North Korean border?
I don't know, but I really interested in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
We just found a restaurant here called Pyongyang, which is obviously a North Korean restaurant. So we're taking a Yandex taxi, which is like Uber. It's the same thing, right?
Yeah, the same.
It's literally exactly the same. It's a Russian Uber, and we're gonna head there, and hopefully it's gonna be good. We are just arriving now at Pyongyang. Wow, this is gonna be interesting. All right, welcome to Pyongyang restaurant. Well, what just happened?
So we showed our QR codes to the lady in the restaurant, and she said that like it's not working and we cannot eat there. We should take this takeout, and we cannot sit there.
We just got denied. Like they
Yeah.
asked for a QR code for the Russian vaccine. I have, you know, a Pfizer vaccine, but they wouldn't accept it. Let's just get like really good Japanese food. Are you down for that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right, we have made it to Umami Ramen Club. Thank you. Yeah, I would say that's pretty good. Oh yeah. Hits the spot. Just got back to my hotel room, exhausted, and honestly today did not go quite as planned. I wanted to do a lot of things such as get street food and do different activities around Vladivostok, but a lot of them got shut down or canceled, or there was just nothing there, and that was a bummer, especially going to that North Korean restaurant. I really wanted to try the food here, but for some stupid reason with the COVID vaccine cards, we weren't able to get in. And that's just the nature of the story, you know? I think it's important to share with you guys behind the scenes what's happening as I create these stories. There's a lot of uncertainties, a lot of anxiety, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little bit nervous to wake up at 7 a.m. and drive to North Korea tomorrow. So it's gonna be a journey for sure. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I know it's gonna be fun and exciting and hopefully safe. So I'm about to hit the sack here, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Good morning, guys. It's early. 6:45. Today we're heading down to North Korea. That's not something I say every day. Got some Russian cottage cheese pancakes. That's the good stuff here. Not the healthiest, but damn good. Our driver has arrived. What's her name?
Christina.
Christina. She's very sweet, and yeah, we're heading down now. Cruising. We're approaching a tunnel that was built specifically to protect the wildlife, like the leopards. It's a long tunnel. You can see the lake next to us is completely frozen. It's a block of ice. There's like nobody around on this dirt road.
Yeah, it's not that popular from country,
It's definitely
especially.
not popular. The scenery out the window is beautiful, and I'm reminded that road trips are the best way to adventure. I am seeing mountains that turn into prairies, prairies that turn into forest, forest that turns into frozen waterfalls. We stopped at a national park here. It's called the Land of the Leopard, because apparently there are snow leopards around here somewhere, and waterfalls. Wow, there is a waterfall that is completely frozen. I've never seen that before in my entire life. Like literally, it's just ice.
So Drew, how do you like this place?
This is really cool. I've never in my life seen a frozen waterfall.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that was possible for a waterfall to freeze, but pretty cool. I'm frozen too, by the way. Christina, what are your thoughts about North Korea, because you grew up like so close to the border?
Christina says that for her North Korea is like a mysterious country, and she kind of has this imagination that people there are following strict rules like regime, and she feels sorry for people that they live like this. Also, Christina told that because that village of Hassan is located quite close to the border, people are often cut off internet. They just don't have any phone connection, and she can't even call to the people who live there. Actually, if you're going there as a tourist, you have to like fill the inquiry, some form, but we are hoping to just pass as locals.
So there is some confusion on the point that she just said. I asked some local friends in Vladivostok about going to Kazan, and they said that anyone can freely drive down to the border area. But then I asked a tour operator, and they told me that all non-Russians need a special permit to enter the area. However, there is no information online nor any street signs telling us what we can and can't do. So I decided to take the risk, and I purposely put myself in a car with 3 Russian friends to have a higher chance of sneaking in. Trust me, I've been in these scary border situations many times before, in Iraq, in Syria, Afghanistan, and Yemen, just to name a few. We're literally driving and we see a fire, like a pretty big fire, and I don't know why it's there, but I have to roll my window up now so we can breathe.
Oh my god, what's going on today?
I don't know. This is the craziest Vladivostok journey ever. Just to make the day more crazy, right over there is a military helicopter. That's the first sign that we're close to the border. There's a military helicopter. My friends and I made it all the way down to the actual border town of Kazan, 6 hours away from Vladivostok, right on the border of North Korea. And then there was our first passport check. Seeing those guys with the furry hats from a distance was the oh shit moment, where you feel your stomach drop. Alright, we are heading to the border check right now.
Okay, they're saying that you have to go with them, and they're gonna take us. А куда мы едем?
What do you mean I have to go with them?
Пункт постоянной дислокации.
А что после этого?
А что там? Ну они там сейчас составят протокол об административном правонарушении.
Like I can get the pass?
Это штраф какой-то или что это?
Согласно статье, штраф, решение
Ну мы в принципе ничего не нарушили.
Вам троим вопросов нет. Это только вот иностранному гражданину.
Ну хорошо, ладно.
Can I get the pass with him?
Запрещено что-нибудь везете?
Я могу показать машину.
So that military guys asked us to show our passports, and 3 of us showed us. It's like Russian passports, but for a foreigner, he needs some kind of permission. And now they took Drew to some building, and he doesn't speak any Russian, and we actually don't know like how long it's gonna take.
Oh my god, what just happened to me was crazy. I just spent 3 hours in the border patrol office with the Soviet military. Yeah, I tried to cross the border into Kazan. I got to the town where North Korea meets Russia, and there was a big blue sign that said must present IDs at the checkpoint. And I'm in a car with 3 other Russians. They all showed their IDs and they pointed at me. And I took out my passport, showed it to them, and they said, you don't have permission to be here, you need a permit, come with me. So they took me in the police car by myself, and they took me into this building that looked like a beat down abandoned school, kind of. And then I said, can I bring my friend? They speak English, they translate. They said, no, you come by yourself. And I was like, oh my god, this is the end. What's happening right now? And then I walk upstairs in this creaky staircase, and they walk me down the hallway. There's 3 Russian security military with me, and they said go in this door. And I opened the door, and it was like an old classroom, like with like all these white tables, maybe 6 white tables, a bunch of green posters on the wall, brown shelves, like bookshelves, and there was a window and a pipe, like a heater pipe. And I sat down, and it was me and the 3 guys at a table, and one of the guys spoke very, very broken English, and he was translating, very broken. He must have known like 30 words. And they said, who are you? Why are you here? What are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm just traveling as a tourist, and I'm really interested in what's happening over here, and I'm visiting some sites. And they started questioning me, and they asked me, and then they gave me a piece of paper with a pen on it, and they said, write down your name, what are you doing here? Why are you coming to Kazan? What's your job? Are you married? And all this stuff. And the whole time I was really freaked out, because on the wall there's a picture of Putin, and he's just literally staring at me, like a big photo of Putin. And I was like, oh my god, this is terrible. And then through Google Translate, the guy says, one of the military guys says, okay, you are now being detained and must go back to the US. And I was like, oh my god, what is going on? And then he did it again, and then he added the word warning. This is a warning. You could be detained and going to the U.S. So he messed up the Google Translate. But I stood the whole time. I was like a 50% chance I thought they were going to put me behind bars or hold me for something. So long story short, I'm there for like 2 hours. My friends come in, Andre and Natasha. They're able to get in, and we're up there talking. And finally, they all came back with a stack this thick of papers. Okay, they give me this stack of like literally 30 papers, and I had to sign and initial the bottom of every single one. This is like, I don't even know what all this means. Look, I had to sign. Oh, this is my copy of them. They kept the copy where I signed. But basically it's like, you know, you have a chance to go to court and appeal, you know, that you broke the law and all this stuff. And and it ended up being a warning in the end, but they were like, if we see you here again coming here legally, you can be sent to prison and you can be deported and never come back to Russia. And yeah, that was an absolute crazy story. I can't believe. But I did get to see the town of Kasan, like on the border. Like I was in the town, I could see the houses and everything. And man, this is something I'll never forget. I can't believe that just happened. I can't believe that just happened. But yeah, it's all part of the journey. And now we had to leave immediately, so we're going to the next town. So we're gonna sleep there, and the story is still continuing. There's still gonna be something happening here. And yeah, I'm freezing. I'm going back in the car. That's the story. We're rolling up to Slavyanka, the town on the coast where Christina's from. We're gonna have some food and find a place to sleep. And yeah, so what are we gonna have now?
Piense.
Piense, which is that Korean-inspired steamed bun dish. Oh yeah. Dude, these are they're so good. They have them in Korea. It's like this really fluffy bun. I haven't eaten since 7 a.m. this morning, and I just spent 3 hours detained in the Border Patrol office, so this is gonna be a really good bite. Man, this is so similar to how they have it in Korea. To end a crazy day, we have made it to Hotel Bar. Thankfully, there's a hotel here. I am about to pass out, gather my thoughts, and get ready for a day of adventure tomorrow. Slavyanka is another nearby town to the North Korean border, but this one is a lot safer. It's a dark yet charming town on the North Pacific Ocean. My kind of place. I see some interesting boats up here. Christina, what are these?
Забрали их на местную турбазу, облагородили.
So 2 years ago, because of the storm, these fishing boats arrived here, and these are North Korean fishermen.
North Korean fishermen boats.
Yes.
As you can see, it is freezing outside. It's windy. Brings the wind chill really down, but we are standing here on an icy beach. You can see the water starts like regular ocean water, and then it just becomes like slush, and then it just literally becomes frozen ice right here. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Tell me what it's like to live here.
Мне очень нравится жить в Хасанском районе.
So Christina really loves her region, her town of Slavyanka, and she likes that there's a big diversity of nature here, climate is very different, and she just feels safe here and loves her hometown.
All right, so we are about to go drifting on the ice. That's what you do for fun in Slavyanka. Oh my God! Holy crap! Christina's a badass. Damn, Christina.
I've never done this before, but
It's such a peaceful moment sitting out here on this cliff. And it's really one of the most breathtaking nature spots I've seen in my entire life. And Slavyanka is a very underrated place. I'm sure many people around Russia even have never heard about this place, but especially after what happened yesterday, all the stress, all the struggles, all the anxiety, and to have a new day with fresh air and really just feel really grateful in the moment. Next, I hopped on a bullet train to a Chinese city called Dandong, a highly militarized border of China and North Korea. Beautiful day in Dandong, China. The adventure begins now. My guide in Dandong prefers to remain anonymous due to the sensitive nature of this video.
Most of the foreigners here, they
maybe considered of spies.
Yeah, that's what I'm scared of. They think I'm a spy, exactly. For her safety and privacy, and for any North Koreans that open up to my camera, we've decided to blur their identity throughout this journey. First impressions are kind of a modern big city. I was expecting it to be really small and like more village-like, but it's a proper town here. It's crazy, everybody just like walking on this big boardwalk, taking pictures, taking selfies with North Korea in the background. I've never seen a scene like this in my life. In my view right now, as I sit in traffic, I can see about 20 different cameras, and then each of these poles has a camera on it. I wonder who's looking at all the CCTV. Somebody just sitting in a room, smoking a cigarette. Oh, where are we going?
The Broken Bridge.
Why is it called the Broken Bridge?
It was broken by American army.
Really?
Yeah.
When?
During the Korean War.
My grandfather was in the Korean War.
My grandfather too.
Really?
Our grandfather were enemies.
For the very first time from the taxi, I'm seeing across the river, which is North Korea. That's North Korea, right?
That is North Korea.
We've made it to the Broken Bridge, which connects Dandong to the North Korean town of Shinjushi. It's kind of bizarre how touristy it is out here, packed with Chinese travelers who are just as curious as I am about this place. There's a police soldier like right behind me on the street. I don't really know if we're able to shoot or not, but we'll find out. This is weird how it's like touristy. It's like Disneyland. So before we walk on the bridge, the first thing I see here is this statue. This looks straight out of Pyongyang. There's a lot of tourists here, but I haven't seen a single other foreigner. They're all Chinese. This is so bizarre. We're like walking towards North Korea. It's crazy to think that tens of thousands of North Koreans have escaped and swam across this very river. I actually know people that have escaped and swam over this river. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. Like this truck right here is going to North Korea. This is one of the only land borders that connects North Korea to anywhere in the world because the Russia border is closed, the South Korea border is closed, and the China border only has a few entrance points, this being the biggest one. And this border was closed for 4 years due to COVID and the time after. So it just recently opened up again, and it's like really crazy to stand here and think about that this is like the way that North Koreans are getting access to any goods, services. Hey Mate, if I jump, would you film it?
Yeah.
It's crazy that like the actual border on Google Maps is halfway between this river. So technically right now, like if I jump, I'm entering North Korean waters. And it's only about 30 feet, easy jump. I'll just jump and swim as fast as I can, and you'll never see me again. I'm so overwhelmed by all these people here at the edge of the bridge. They're all holding the China flag with the communist symbol on it. The music gives me the creeps. There is a lot of CCTV here. You can see there, right above me. There's a security guard. So security guards everywhere here. We're at the edge of the bridge right now. And above me is like a propaganda film playing anti-American, I think. As I sit here at the farthest point on the river, on the bridge, I can see North Koreans in this strange like abandoned amusement park. It's like a little roller coaster thing and a Ferris wheel, and they're just like walking around in circles. They're wearing uniform, gray uniform, like prison. It might actually be a prison. And also I see this really weird circular building in the distance. It's like orange building and it looks really abandoned. Gives me the creepiest vibe. Having a reflection moment right here from my time in Pyongyang. 3 nights, 4 days exploring the most isolated city and country in the world. I've been to the DMZ several times from the South Korean border, and here we are approaching North Korea from a different angle. I can't get enough of this country. It's just super, super interesting, super fascinating, and very different. After living in South Korea for 2 years and knowing the Korean language and understanding the culture a bit, it's something a little more deeper meaning for me, you know? Walking across the bridge is a surreal experience, but what I really want is another point of view of this crazy border. This brings us down to the water, where my guide was able to get us on a boat. This is China, and this is North Korea. Right now I'm stuck somewhere in the middle. On top of that boat in the river, there's a North Korean flag. Must be a fisherman boat or something. I'm buying North Korean money here on the boat. Thank you. This is really, really cool. 반가워요.
반갑습니다.
한국말 조금 해요.
어디서 배웠어요?
영어 선생님 있었어요.
진짜요?
평택.
평택.
Yeah. What do you think about North Korea?
I really want to go there, but we cannot. I just want to go there just sightseeing.
So if you can go, you would go to North Korea?
Yeah.
It's so crazy that we are standing right here and right behind us is North Korea. And I'm with a South Korean friend.
Yeah, I agree.
he's also on a mission to find North Korean people. And so we just happened to meet up at the same place and we're gonna go find some North Koreans. Let's go. Kaja. We stumbled upon a cool market along the river, which is mostly selling items that have been smuggled in from North Korea. Look, these are North Korean cigarettes. I want to buy this as a souvenir. This one, Arirang. Let's try it.
Latin fruit.
Really sour?
Very sour.
It's like a sour grape.
It tastes like a green apple.
Yeah, it does taste like green apple.
Yeah.
These ladies are wearing traditional hanbok, which is like a Korean outfit. China, North Korea, the border between the two countries. So bizarre, man. So you came here from Seoul just to try to meet North Koreans.
Yeah, the meeting North Korean people and the views of the North Korean buildings.
Because from South Korea, you cannot really see like North Korea.
Yeah, right.
Going down to the water. It's cool, you can actually sit on the riverbank here. So I guess it's kind of like entering North Korea if I put my finger in the river, right? As we're walking through the streets, we just see all the signs in Korean. So interesting, right?
Yeah, so interesting. It's like a Korea, but the word is a little bit different.
Words are a little different. This dude's just giving it a haircut like there's no bombs going off in the background. Why?
It's for good fortune.
The restaurants here, they have a China flag and a North Korea flag, saying that they have both cuisines. We're in a North Korean shop here, and all the things are imported from across the border. It's really cool. We have an American and a South Korean in China walking through a North Korean neighborhood. Right. As I walk freely around the streets of Dandong, it is shocking to see how Chinese and North Korean cultures mix together. This area feels like super rugged, like run down, no polished buildings, wires everywhere. What do you think about this street?
For me, it's like a little bit weird, scary a little bit. We don't have friendship with North Korea, so kind of scary.
Little scary.
Yeah.
We're all on the same mission to find naengmyeon, which is the most famous dish in North Korea. It's cold noodle soup.
Right.
And it's really hot outside.
Right.
So we need to find some cold noodles.
Today's hot.
Okay, so we found a group of North Koreans behind us, but they're eating, so I don't know if we can meet them.
I have no idea how to talk to them.
I can try.
Really?
안녕하십니까? They have naengmyeon. Okay.
Take a seat. Take a seat.
Take a seat.
In the shade.
죄송합니다. Is this a naengmyeon? Naengmyeon? Huh? Oh. Man, they're just cold. They don't want to talk. We tried to talk to everybody around us and they just like literally ignored us. Like not even as if we don't exist.
Beer.
Yeah, North Korean beer.
Yeah.
Jang, gombe. Gombe.
Tastes like it's
Tastes like I'm back in Pyongyang. 영어 선생님 있었어요. Drew. And your name? Chechani? Sajangji. Ask him how long he's been living here.
Yesterday.
Yesterday?
Just gone.
You came yesterday? You crossed the border?
No shooting.
Yeah, it's not. Okay. Just then, an undercover cop approaches me and demands that I immediately delete all my footage. My legs are literally shaking with fear.
They want you to delete it.
你赶紧删，你删。
机器开了。
开了以后，里面能刚才录音的那个删掉。
啊，我跟他说回去。
你回去那个删和那这里删和一样吗？
I have old footage on here. I can't delete stuff.
I told him. He said if you don't delete it now, he will call the police.
Thankfully, my guide convinces him that I am not a spy. And after some heated conversation, he walks away, but still lingers down the block. The scariest part of being a tourist in Dandong is not knowing who's who. I'm a little shaken up by what just happened. That guy like aggressively came over and asked me to delete the footage. I'm pretty sure he was like a Secret Service or something. So then he left, and I'm like 100% sure we're being watched from all angles right now. Weird feeling. Who was that guy?
According to his clothes, I think he either be a rich people or the government official.
You think he's a government official? Yeah, they're like undercover. You don't know who's who here. It's really sketchy.
I don't know.
Best dish in North Korea. How's it, bro? Is it good? You like it? 맛있어요? It's a very strange feeling right now to know that I'm being watched from like a lot of angles. The situation here is no joke with security and people watching you. It's crazy because the government or the security people just look like everyday people. They dress normal, they look normal. You can't really tell who they are. So if just someone sitting on the street and you don't think twice about them, they're actually watching you. So what did you think after talking to the North Korean guy?
It was scary, right?
It's super scary.
Yeah.
I was like shaking, man, when the guy came and grabbed my phone. Shiba, just kidding. I said in Korean, and it made them laugh.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to meet North Korea.
Fair point, yeah. But I like the challenge of trying to meet them. It's difficult.
So difficult.
Few places in the world you can meet North Koreans, very few.
Yeah.
So this is one of them. It's been really cool hanging out with my new South Korean friends, but they ironically had to catch a flight back to Seoul. All right, man. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Safe travels, okay?
Safe travel.
Nice to meet you. Bye, guys. See ya.
Bye-bye.
But if one thing's for sure, I am not done exploring this city. We're about to enter a secondhand market here in Dandong, see what we can discover. It certainly feels like North Korea in here. It's like dark and quiet. I just bought all this North Korean won, like vintage old money. This is 1 won. This is so cool. I have a currency collection and this is gonna go perfectly in there. Can you ask him if many North Koreans shop in here?
Korean people can't come here to buy stuffs. It's not allowed, maybe.
These are like really cool paintings.
All of those paintings are from North Korea.
These?
Yeah.
Like the painters themselves?
Yeah, he said yes.
I want to buy one that like resembles North Korea, that looks like North Korea. The paintings themselves have a certificate from painters from North Korea. This is actually really cool. I never thought I was going to be buying a North Korean painting, but this is going to look good in my collection. I'm overwhelmed by paintings. I'm a sucker for art.
1,200.
Can we bargain?
I think we can.
Go for it.
人家飞到沈阳，然后专门从沈阳就来丹东为了那啥。
美女画一个人物要比画一个风景复杂多了。
嗯。
This one's a bit smaller. Maybe how much for this one?
800.
Deal. Deal.
哎，你好。
Ni hao. Here's a certificate that it was made by a North Korean. Oh, there's even a North Korean badge of approval there. 감사합니다.
拜拜。
Bye bye.
拜拜。
The lady who sold it to me was actually from North Korea. That was cool. This is going to be a nice one for the collection. After shopping for some unique collectibles to display in my house, we make our way to the other side of the city, to a place they call New Dandong that gives me serious Pyongyang vibes. I'm standing in Dandong New District, which is just a 20-minute drive south of the main city center. You can see this massive 3-kilometer bridge that was built. This whole area cost $350 million because they were anticipating a big economic trade boom between North Korea and China. However, it's abandoned and empty. They were gonna move the government here, and I'm told that it starts here from the China side and it goes over, but then when you get to North Korea, there's nothing. There's no trade happening between the two countries. It's so weird just walking in the street with these big highways, but nobody's around. No cars, no people. This feels more like North Korea than anywhere else I've been in Dandong. I can already tell that there is no city on earth quite like Dandong, but I really want to get the local scoop of what's going on behind closed doors. I'm on my way to meet up with a friend of a friend named Daniel. How are you? Hi. Good to see you, man. Yeah. I'm told that he and his wife own a really cool bar in town, and they're willing to tell me about life here from a resident's point of view. So, are you from here?
Yeah, I born here, I live here.
Have you ever crossed the bridge into North Korea?
No, never. My wife, she have been there.
I have been there for 7 times.
7 times?
Yeah.
When you cross over and you walk, there's a little town there. What do you see there? Like, what's happening?
A lot of people around the street.
Doing what?
Just like us, go to work, take subways and take bus. Nothing special.
Why did you go there so many times?
For tourist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for tour. Because my father owned a tour business.
Were you like scared to go there? Did you feel like everybody's watching you? Did you feel like, no, everything's chill?
No, because in North Korea, tourism is a big business. It's such a mysterious place. It just lives in their own world.
What I find really strange is that like every viewpoint in Dandong is looking over the river and everybody's there taking selfies, but do they even like understand what's happening over there?
No.
That's so strange.
It's so different.
Do you have North Korean friends?
The people in North Korea, they come to Dandong and they want some private.
So they like keep to themselves. Like the Chinese and the North Koreans, they don't really mix. It seems like.
The language,
Yeah.
I can't understand their
Yeah.
language, so we can be friends because we can talk.
Do you get any North Korean customers in your bar?
Yeah, we got a lot of.
Are they nice?
Not bad. Just we keep distance.
We just a neighbor, so there are a lot of North Korean guys in Dandong. So it's a special point.
How do most of the Chinese people living here, how do they feel about like North Koreans here? Do they think it's no big deal? Do they think it's cool?
No big deal.
They don't care.
Nothing special.
Nothing special. No big deal.
For me, it's like the most interesting place in the world. North Korea is like so isolated and extreme.
I don't know because I never been there.
Yeah, of course.
If you take the plane, when the plane take off,
Right.
you should shut down the window.
Wait, you mean when you take off, like the pilot says, put the window down? So you...
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think you'll ever go to North Korea someday?
I don't know. Maybe
What if your wife wants to take you there? Would you go?
maybe I'll try.
I don't want to go. It's so boring because you don't have Wi-Fi. You don't have internet. You just to have a limited space to walk around. So you just go there and get further understanding of their cultures, their presidents. What North Korea really is, we don't understand. We never know.
Daniel and his wife go on to inform me that the Great Wall of China actually begins near Dandong. They say there's a spot where you can walk right up to a massive barbed wire fence marking the border with North Korea, and I have to check it out for myself. Looking out the window, on the other side is North Korea, but look at this like weird misty fog. You could sense all the suffering and misery in the air when you see that. We are just now entering the Great Wall of China, where it actually starts and goes a very long way. The Great Wall of China stretches over 13,000 miles across mountains, deserts, and plains. But I had no idea how close it comes to the border with North Korea. My last time at the wall was in 2012, when I had a 24-hour layover in Beijing. Long time ago. I just remembered it being absolutely epic, and being here again, I'm confirming that it is absolutely epic. If you want to get the wall to yourself without tours, go to Dandong. Don't go to Beijing. We're chilling on the wall here, and these guys just came, started smoking cigs and playing card game. Trying to figure out where's North Korea, like where's the border line? Oh, right here. Oh, like right there. This river is a lot skinnier than the river by Dandong. Have you been to North Korea? What do you think about North Korea in general?
It is the 1980s.
That's a good line. It's the 1980s of China. I like that. So it's like similar culturally, but just old school. I'm sitting here in the Great Wall of China. Right there, over that small fence, is North Korea, like right there. From Dandong, the river is really big and wide, and like it's too hard to swim it. But here, it just looks like you can take a step over and you're in North Korea. The fascination with North Korea continues to grow as I encroach the land. Right below the wall, there's a little settlement here. They have little street food and shops. And in front of the settlement is the actual fence that separates China and North Korea. Yeah, there's no way you're gonna get over this thing. There's multiple layers of barbed wire. I feel like if I put my finger on it, it's gonna like shock me. I'm waiting any second for a security guard to come out. There's like a lot of cameras. Do you see that mountain of cameras right behind Mate?
You can see those butterflies, those birds. They can go across the border very easily. I mean, trade has no border, goods has no border, but man has border.
She makes a really interesting point. Like, at one point in time, this was just open land, and the culture was all kind of together. And then all of a sudden, one day, there was a border that was set, and now there's like a drastic difference between the land I'm standing on right now and 1 foot over this fence. Some places you visit will leave you with more questions than answers, and Dandong is one of them. This city, with its mix of Chinese and Korean influences, brings me into a world that feels both familiar and foreign. North Korea kind of put my YouTube channel on the map. I spent 4 days in Pyongyang, North Korea back in 2017, and I made a video about my experience. North Korea. This is what we think North Korea is like, but how does it look and feel in real life? Within just a few days, it got over 10 million views between Facebook and YouTube, and it changed my life forever. All right, I'm about to run the Pyongyang Marathon. This is gonna be great. But that being said, there's no chance that I'll ever go back to North Korea. The controlled environment and the lack of freedom was gruesome, and the government-approved tour gave only a glimpse of what they wanted us to see, painting a skewed picture that didn't reflect the reality for the North Korean people. I consider myself very lucky to have survived North Korea and be able to tell the story, because we've all heard the awful things from other tourists who were detained and killed for unintentionally breaking laws. I've often thought about going back to North Korea because A, I have a soft spot for Korean culture after living and teaching English there for 2 years.
I love you, dear teacher.
And B, nothing gets my adrenaline pumping harder than a place that everyone is scared to visit. But the reality is, I'll never go back, and here are 4 reasons why. Number 1, I'm probably on someone's death list. Over the years, I've made many videos about North Korea where I give honest reviews of the country, sharing my thoughts about the cult that surrounds the leadership. Right now, behind me, you can hear all of the singers and dancers preparing for Kim Il-sung's birthday, which is in a few days. I'm pretty sure that Kim Jong-un and his posse have seen my video, and therefore, I might be caught and persecuted if I return. I've also interviewed countless North Korean defectors, such as Yeonmi Park, who is the most famous and outspoken refugee of them all.
Kim Jong-un is a complete terror. He's a complete evil man that knows and still doing that to another human and imposing that much pain. All he is ruling over is terror.
So after all the viral videos, it's probably a good idea if I stay clear of Pyongyang unless I have a death wish. Number 2, I got detained at the North Korean border. Just a few weeks before the war broke out in Ukraine, I shot a video in Siberia and ended up in the bizarre town of Vladivostok. It just so happens that it's close to the 11-kilometer strip of land that borders North Korea. So I decided to scope it out to see what's really going on there.
There's some checkpoints.
Looking back, it wasn't the best idea because hours later, I found myself detained by the police who wanted to know what I was doing there and even accused me of being a spy. So they took me in the police car by myself, and they took me into this building that looked like a beat down, abandoned school. And then through Google Translate, the guy says, "You are now being detained and must go back to the US." And I was like, oh my God, what is going on? No joke, guys, this was the scariest moment of my life, and I honestly thought it was the end. But luckily, the authorities accepted my apology and made me sign 30 papers that if I was ever caught again at the border, I would face severe consequences. I can't believe that just happened. If I was already on the North Korean list, well, I guess I'm double on the list now. Number 3, I do not support the regime. This one might sound obvious, but it's worth speaking out against a government that violates its citizens on the regular and also takes pride in disrupting global peace. Rocket threats and promises of nuclear war, as well as the denial of simple freedoms like speech, make North Korea the most hostile and isolated country on earth.
충돌에도 대처할 철저한 준비가 되어 있다는 것을
Kim Jong-un continues to foster a culture of fear and conformity. Public executions are carried out for minor offenses, and the systemic starvation of North Korean people is horrific. While I'm passionate about visiting countries that are dangerous, the way that North Korea treats its people is heartbreaking, and I don't want anything to do with that kind of evil. Number 4, all Americans are officially banned. Get this, just a few months after I returned home safely from North Korea, all Americans became banned from visiting. This move followed the tragic case of Otto Warmbier, a young American who was detained for stealing a poster off a wall in the same hotel that I stayed in, and he fell into a coma during his long detention in Pyongyang. When I went, monuments and propaganda posters were everywhere, promoting the ruling family as godlike figures. I did have the opportunity to interact with locals, but our conversations were monitored. Where do you want to go?
Everywhere, including United States.
Why?
I want to show our hearts to help the understanding about DPRK.
It felt like my every step was being watched. The fact that I was American meant that everyone had to be on their best behavior so that I would never see the real cruelty that happens in everyday life. Clearly, the American ban is a result of strained relations with no clear end in sight. So even if I tried to go back to North Korea with my US passport, it's literally impossible. When I look back, going to North Korea highlighted the contrast between my own freedoms and the restricted lives of its citizens. It made me realize that my mission of going there and connecting with people and telling human stories might not align with this cult-like society. As a traveler and storyteller, my ultimate goal is to bridge gaps and promote peace. I try my best to foster understanding and show the beauty of other cultures around the world. Unfortunately, North Korea's political climate makes these goals almost impossible to achieve, even even if I could go. But I do encourage everyone to continue seeking knowledge about the world around us. Let's engage in meaningful conversations, challenge our perspectives, and work towards a world where freedom and human rights are respected for all. So there you have it, 4 reasons why I will never be going back to North Korea. I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. What do you think about North Korea? Would you go if you could? Have you ever been? I'm gonna be reading and responding all day long, and I can't wait to hear from you guys. Stay tuned for more epic stories from every country around the world, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.